The movie starts with the scene of a rat running through a maze. Scientists were testing its capability to complete the maze. Every time, the rat finished the maze faster than before. They could apply this theory of memory to other animals, even humans. A game developer used this theory to create games. He also made a game of rat running to complete the task. On the beach, a family of 3 members is enjoying their day. They put lotion on their little daughter. The doll's name was George. After that, they ate food and ran on the beach. While resting, their daughter, Sam, played in the sand. Sam stood up and went to look for shells. Her mother, Claire, told her not to go near the water. They were a happy family. They tried to create memories every time by watching movies or going on vacation together. While looking for shells, Sam found a shell. Suddenly, her doll flooded the ocean with waves. She did not want to avoid getting help. So, she tried to get the doll by herself and died by drowning in the sea. The funeral of Sam happened, and the man and his wife were heartbroken. Their relatives came there to comfort them. The man, Brendan, and Claire were both sad, and Clary said she didn't believe anything that happened. Then, they both hugged each other. Claire was packing Sam's stuff from her room to leave behind, because it had already been a month since Sam died. Brendan came to the room and stopped her. He did not forget Sam, so he could not leave her stuff. Claire apologized for her mistake. Brendan put that stuff away in its place. Then he looked at the book's front page and left the room. At night, Brendan could not sleep and suddenly heard a noise. He thought someone was breaking inside the house. He took a baseball bat with him for safety. A man was eating food from the refrigerator. Brendan came, and the man got scared of him. It was Matt, who put his car in their garage and was hungry. So he came up to eat some food. He was Claire's brother. Brendan told him to talk in a lower voice because Claire was sleeping. They were eating pizza, and Matt said he found someone in his life. Brendan congratulated him while drinking beer. He told me about Sam's book. Matt told him about its writer. After that, Brendan searched on the internet for the book. He found many things about this book and the word Mandela effect on the screen there. He was depressed, and Claire, she told him to stay beside her because she had to prepare a meal. She said to him that she would go to work today. Brendan asked her if she was ready for work. Claire requested him to go outside because she needed space in the kitchen. Brendan came to see Matt in the garage. He gave coffee to Matt. Brendan then remembered the history and location behind the photo. He also claimed Claire told him the wrong location. Then he showed Matt about the Mandela effect on the PC. Mandela effect was something like people having the memory of something that happened, but this thing did not happen in real life. He also showed some video clips and remembered Sam's memory. On the outside, Brendan asked Matt if they were having a false memory. What they saw now must be a hallucination from the parallel universe. Matt wanted to see the evidence. Brendan said there were thousands of them in real life, and he also checked Reddit. In the night, Claire asked Brendan about what he said to Matt. Brendan lied about the answer. Then Claire told me not to be stuck in Sam's room or memories. Brendan was searching briefly and watching lectures about the Mandela effect. He was both curious and depressed at the time. He learned about the parallel universe by watching the video. He then went to the church and asked a man why God took Sam. The man told God that he needed another angel beside him. Brendan said, God created us and gave us free will on earth. The man told God also provided some guidelines to lead your life. Some questions could not be answered. The man told him to find the purpose of his life. Brendan went to a coffee shop with Matt. Matt suggested a neurologist for Brendan's questions. Brendan got angry because it was not about memory. It was all about reality, and they acted mad at Matt. At dinner time, Claire said that Matt had told her everything. She told him not to depend on this internet theory. She also offered to have another child to forget all of these. Brendan said the name of a toy, and Clary tried to remember its name. Claire told him the wrong name. Brendan said everything they knew was different now. He also noticed that George's tail was not in the book, but the tail was on George when Sam played with him at the beach. He also said the world is changing, like other universes are creating. After hearing that, Claire acted crazy and shouted at him. She said she wanted to move forward in their life, but Brendan pulled them behind every time. At the bar, Matt apologized to Brendan for telling Claire everything. Brendan again started researching the theory. He learned that we might live in a simulation world, not the real one. He noted everything that he learned by watching a video on the board. He learned about Dr. Fuchs on a TV program that works on simulation theory. Brendan searched about him on the internet and downloaded his lecture by torrent. Brendan could not watch the full video because it was corrupted. Then he found Dr. Fuchs's location and sent him a video message describing his thoughts. He went to the university to talk with Dr. Fuchs. Dr. Fuchs was very busy, so he could not speak with him. Dr. Fuchs felt sorry for the low Brendan's loss. Brendan and Claire were having sex together. Suddenly, Brendan heard Sam's voice in his head. Brendan woke up and Clary told him to go to someone who might help him. The following day, Brendan went to Dr. Fuchs's house to talk. Dr. Fuchs gave him 5 minutes to describe everything. Brendan told him about the Mandela effect, false memories, and everything he learned. Dr. Fuchs asked him what he wanted to know precisely. Brendan asked if he lived in the real world or the simulation. Dr. Fuchs asked if he had feelings about Sam's birth and Sam's death. He also said there's nothing to do with genuine emotion. Brendan said, what if was also faked, because while programming the game, he also made a program about fake emotions. Dr. Fuchs went outside with Brendan and noticed a building. He said whoever runs the simulation world might have enormous power. He also said if the building is simulated, a sim must be inside its structure. The sim will be found once someone can see it. He also said everything in the physical world might be saved data by itself. Brendan said thinking of something that would not be exited seems unconscious. Also, if the simulation runs with unlimited power, it would not need to conserve bandwidth more. If they can access the code, they can access it. Dr. Fuchs said, it's all hypothesis, and they don't have a strong computer like that. He also spoke about a team who worked with quantum computers. Then they both went near to the computer. The command was from outside and 1,000 times faster than the supercomputers. There, they met with Dr. Manning. Dr. Manning was angry to see them, and Brendan waited outside. Dr. Fuchs asked if he was able to bring Sam back to life. Brendan said he believed he may be able to. He also defined the Mandela effect as a bug in the system. Dr. Fuchs told him that the idea was a dangerous thing. While sleeping, Brendan dreamed again about Sam. He heard the voice and saw Sam's shadow in the dark. Brendan went to Sam's room and Clary clammed him. Brendan again hallucinated in the car about the theory of relativity. There, he also saw the quantum computer. After he woke up, he saw Sam and Claire brushing their teeth, but Sam vanished later. Brendan got choked and Clary clammed him. In the car, Brendan left a voice message for Dr. Fuchs. He then went to the library and bought a book. He started to create a program of his thoughts. He wanted to run it through the quantum computer. Brendan again dreamed out Sam at night. Sam came and lay between them. In the morning, the bed was empty. He again saw Sam watching cartoons and studying on the table. He asked Clary, and she said she had breakfast together. Matt came there and shook hands with Sam. Sam's memory was hunting Brendan. It seems they both were enjoying their moment. They were playing and attending a picnic together. In the night, Brendan tells stories to Sam. Claire suddenly wakes up from sleep at night and goes outside the house. Brendan also went behind her and comforted her. Sam also came there behind. Then they again went back to the house. In the morning, Clary told Brendan that she felt good again. Brendan took Sam to the school. At the same time, her teacher told her good grades about Sam. Brendan came back to the house and saw smoke in the kitchen. He opened the door and looked for Clary. Claire looked frustrated, and Brendan comforted her. After that, they went to a paint shop. While painting, they were arguing about color. Claire looked at Sam and broke the bowl. She also broke some bowls. Brendan stopped him, and they left the shop. Brendan put Clary to sleep. Matt also arrived there. Brendan then went to look at Sam. Brendan was cutting carrots in the kitchen, and Sam was practicing piano. Sam asked Brendan if Clary was going to be okay. Suddenly, Clary arrived and told Sam she should not be here. She shouted, and both Matt and Brendan clammed her. Sam was watching a cartoon beside Matt. Brendan told them about Claire's condition. Brendan and Matt discussed what to do with Claire's condition. After that, Brendan told Matt to look down for Sam. Brendan went to Dr. Fuchs's house. Instead of Dr. Fuchs, a woman opened the door. Brendan was surprised to see her. Later, the woman said that Dr. Fuchs passed away. Brendan asked her the reason for her death. She told Dr. Fuchs hanged himself 2 months ago. Brendan was surprised to hear that and looked at a cracked glass. Then he left the house. Brendan came back to his house and started to write the code. He completes to write down the code and built the program entirely. He also left behind a video message for his family, to everyone. If something happened to him, they must not blame him, because he always wanted to learn the truth. Claire and Matt were outside, and Brendan was listening to the piano that Sam played. Sam stopped playing, but Brendan told her not to stop. He told her to play his favorite song and also sang with it. Sam started playing and also singing. Brendan was crying while listening to the music, remembering his memory with Sam. Next, Brendan went to the university and directly went for the quantum computer. Dr. Manning saw him and asked for his identification. Brendan faked his identity, and Dr. Manning was about to call security. Brendan tried to stop him, and Dr. Manning became unconscious. He then took Dr. Manning's ID card and went to the computer room to scan it. Brendan watched the computer and entered the program into it. Then he ran the program to the computer. The computer started to run the program, and he left the place. While coming outside, his car was missing, and he went home by bus. Claire called him, saying she was not okay, and her surroundings got messy. Brendan also saw many changes in front of his eyes. People are changing also day and night. Brendan ran fast to his house, and everything beside him was changing. He found Claire and Sam and hugged them outside. Everything was changing around them. Suddenly, Claire's face changed and restored. Everything became dark, and time went from past to present with the code running. Later, they were found on the beach again. Sarah went to see the ocean.